Hi, my friends. So today is day 11 and 12 of the 30-day carnivore challenge. Yesterday was so busy, we got home late last night that I did not have the energy to make a video, so I decided I'll just double up today. So yesterday morning started off like this. Good morning, everybody. It is about 5:30 in the morning. This brisket has been on for about 7 hours. So we're gonna take a look and probably pull it right now. And yep, it's looking really good. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this. It's around 160 degrees of the internal temperature. So we're gonna pull it, wrap it. That's gonna make us a little oven inside of an oven. Put some beef broth in it, and then put it back on for another 3 hours. So we'll do a little update later on. So yeah, I put that brisket back on, went to bed, woke up a couple of hours later, and that was kind of like the baby that I had to watch yesterday before the engagement party. So, so that was a lot of fun. And so for lunch, I just had the rest of that ham and eggs with some of the chicken hearts and chicken livers, and so by the time I would say around 4:30 hit, that's when I did my glucose and ketones measurements, and my glucose was at 90, which again trending downwards, right? And my ketones were zero point 0.4. So then after I had wrapped up the brisket, I took it all apart and then sliced it up, and it came out phenomenal. It was really fantastic. All right, my friends, it is the moment of truth. So I put on the brisket last night, probably at around 10 o'clock, and woke up at 5:30 this morning. Just saw that video, and then I wrapped it in tin foil, wrapped it in some towels. That way, it's going to get nice and tender. And I put it in a little cooler box, a little ice chest, and it's been sitting in there for 4 hours. And I just took it out, and it smells so good. I just took it out, and you can still feel the heat off of it, so it should be nice and tender. So the moment of truth, we'll cut this bad boy open and see what it looks like. Oh, that cut like butter. And if you look at that, I've got a nice little smoke ring, and that looks juicy. And that is what I'm bringing to Hannah's engagement party tonight, and that's gonna go in my belly tonight. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you, my friends. And that was basically my dinner because I kind of like had to test it out, make sure it was all right, and it turned out really great. I think I've cracked the code on perfecting that brisket. So hopefully now I can duplicate it. So we went went to the engagement party, and it was great that I ate kind of beforehand, or at least a couple hours beforehand, because I wasn't as tempted as I guess I would have normally been had I gone on the full stomach. I can also say, like, when I was snacking on that brisket, it filled me up a little quicker than I had anticipated. I ate some of the fatty pieces, and just a little bit more. That was a little noticeable that I kind of got fuller faster, so that was kind of cool. And so as you'll see from the pictures, there was pasta, there was breaded chicken, there were of course finger sandwiches, there was like roast beef po' boys, and naturally there was the brisket there that I could eat. There was also a nice kind of like charcuterie platter with like some pepperonis and stuff like that, so I could munch off of that a little bit. And last night was the first time that I had had a carbonated beverage in a while, because everybody else, again, another temptation, everybody else is open bar. And so I had Diet Coke for the evening, and that was the first time I had any kind of um, artificially sweetened drinks. And I was worried that that would really spike up my hunger, but it really didn't. So that was great. And again, I felt satiated from the brisket and some of the pepperoni stuff that I ate. And the brisket got rave reviews. Actually, my brother was telling other people like because they were asking him who did the brisket, and they kind of pointed at me, and so I was like, oh, it's the Carnivore guy. That's cool. So we had a great time, but again, when we got home last night, I was beat, so I went to bed and woke up early this morning, really early. Just brain woke up. You know how it is. I think that's something that they don't tell you about when you get closer to 50. You just wake up early. It's kind of annoying, but anyway, you get a lot of stuff done, I guess. So had my black coffee. Have still been really good about just drinking black coffee and staying away from dairy in general. Like I'm not purposely, well, I guess I am purposely avoiding it, but those opportunities where I could say, oh, I could add a little cream, I'm just not, or I could eat a little cheese, I'm just not. So again, dairy is fine, but I guess I was just trying to like see how restrictive I could get before I start branching out into other things. And maybe I will branch out with some cheese. I just made some hamburgers today, so we'll see how that goes. So today was Kate's birthday party with her with all of her friends. So naturally, more cake. So it's like the third cake that has been across, across my eye line, and potato chips for the last week. So, which is a good test because, as usual, didn't really bother me. So Sunday is generally my meal prep day. So for lunch, I made a bunch of chicken wings and a bunch of hamburger patties and some bacon in the oven. And I also plan on making some eggs and Italian sausage for my lunch later on, just to kind of meal plan. And my wife went to go pick up the cake from Zappardo's, and we had Zappardo's slice up a eye of the round roast really thin. So I'm gonna marinate that tonight in some low sugar, low carb teriyaki sauce. It's that Hughes brand. We love their barbecue sauce, so we're gonna give the teriyaki sauce a try, and I'm gonna attempt for the first time on my smoker to make beef jerky, which is really exciting because if it works, I'll be able to use my food saver and I'll be able to bring it on my Zion trip, and I'll have like some instant snacks that are good. I won't have to depend on anything else. So yeah, pretty stoked about that. So I didn't finish cooking lunch until right before we had to leave to go to the party. So I kind of inhaled some bacon and literally just grabbed two hamburger patties and ate those. So I would be fine for the birthday party. It was at a gymnastics place. There was lots of running around, lots of excitement. So when I got home, I decided to take my measurements and knew immediately. Been walking around a little bit, been moving a little bit. I knew my blood sugar would be high. It's weird that I can almost predict that now. And it was 109, and my ketones were zero point 0.5. And so again, that was for my day 12 measurements. So tonight, tonight I'll marinade that eye of the round roast, and then I'll probably put it on the smoker tomorrow. I think it's going to take 4 or 5 hours. So depending on what time I get home tomorrow, and if I want to stay up till to wait for it, I'll do that. But otherwise, tonight I'll just eat some more of the chicken wings and bacon and hamburger meat, and that'll be my dinner. And then tomorrow will be day 13, which means this week I'll be halfway done, and then I'll make the determination. I'll give you my full results. I'll redo measurements again. I can tell you there are things that like my face feels like it's clearing up even more, which is nice. My clothes are still fitting loose. I don't feel like I've dropped a ton of weight, but they are a little looser, which is nice. And so today I am going to give you the what's my why. It's going to be a one for two, meaning I'll give you one for the last 2 days. So what's my why today is going to be acid reflux. So I've had acid reflux probably since I was in college, and I can predict what sets off that acid reflux. I find that carbonated beverages and red sauce really activates that acid reflux, and so I started drinking a lot more tea. And then when I got into my 40s, it seemed like a good chunk of things set off that acid reflux. And when I started doing keto, it got significantly better, but I was still taking, like Pepsid. And then when I brought it up to my doctor, she suggested taking Prilosec, like on a daily. And again, it's just one of those things like, really, I got to take this on the daily now, along with all the other things that I was taking. And so I also heard that carnivore and strict keto is good for um, acid reflux as well as apple cider vinegar. And I have not had a single bout of acid reflux, no matter how greasy the brisket was, or no matter like the hamburger patties or bacon. Like none of that set off the acid reflux at all. It is definitely gone, and maybe it has something to do with the apple cider vinegar as well. All I know is that's a nice why. Again, it's just these little pieces that are better quality of life for me right now, and that's exciting. So anyway, that is all that I have for today. I will check in tomorrow, and thanks for listening. Bye, my friends.